right, guys. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Can you guys hear me? Because I'm not normally in this side of the room. Can you guys hear me? Let me know. Well, well, it's not even afternoon yet. Look, I'm excited for the afternoon to come. No. Good morning, guys. It's your girl Folasade, the accountability accountant, guys. I'm so excited and so blessed to be with you guys on this beautiful, beautiful Monday. And I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and go live. I think I went live last week, like one time, and I didn't do my radio show because of the W-2 deadlines and things. But I wanted to come and talk with you guys because I've been seeing a lot of stuff floating the internet lately regarding paying your bills, using tax forms to pay your bills. People telling you guys send certain forms if people owe you money, all sorts of crazy tax tips or whatever strategies that these people are coming up with. I wanted to talk about those things because, I need to hopefully prevent some of you guys from doing something bad with your taxes or doing something that will mess you up or misinterpreting something and then trying to incorporate that on your own because you guys don't have your own accountant. Okay. So let me give you guys this disclaimer. The reason why a majority of you are going to think that these tax tips and strategies that people talk about are legit is because simply you guys don't have your own accountant. If you had your own accountant, you would be able to message them, call them, email them and say, hey, is this true? Could I do this? And then they'll be like, oh, hell no. Or yes, you could. Let me look into this for you. Or whatever the case may be. But what I'm finding is that a lot of you are filing your taxes via TurboTax and you don't have your own personal accountant. So when you see people say, oh, use an IRS form to pay no bills, do this, do that, then guess what? You hop on it, pay them the fee for the class, and then don't utilize it or try to utilize it and then end up messing yourselves up in the long run. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I got to put some context to this. Okay, so I'm not sure how to show this on my Instagram. And one of the posts is it doesn't have any sound, just music. So the dilemma is one of the videos that I'm going to show you guys to bring context to what we're talking about actually have sound on it. The other one is just like, I don't know, but we're about to look at it, okay? So if you guys want to see my screen, head over to my YouTube channel, which is Folasade TV, guys. So you guys can look at my screen and then know exactly what I'm referring to. And look, I'm not going to throw nobody under the bus, but if you've already invested into them programs or did something, just hold off right now while we talk about this. And then, guys, after we talk about this, if you have any questions at all, post your questions in the chat. If you have any questions while we're doing this, I'm going to show you two different. Okay, so one of them, I'm going to have to go on my messaging for. I thought I saved it though. Okay, let me share my screen. And then we're going to rock it out. So if you guys want to see my screen, head over to my YouTube channel, which is my name, Folasade, Folasade TV. Okay?
See. And let it go. The IRS will then know.
All right. We about to start it over.
If you really want to someone over because they owe you money and won't pay you, issue them a 1099-C and let it go. The IRS will then know they got discharge of debt, which is taxable to them, and the IRS will go after them. Have you ever had a proctology exam? That's what the IRS coming after you looks like. If you really want to someone over because they owe you money and won't pay you, issue them a 1099-C and let it go. The IRS will then know they got discharge of debt, which is taxable to them, and the IRS will go after them. Have you ever had a proctology exam? That's what the IRS coming after you looks like.
Okay, so you guys can see this video got 345,751 views, and I think like maybe 6,000 and so odd comments. Okay, so let me show you the next post, and then we're going to dive into this. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. And if you guys are not seeing my screen, head over to my YouTube channel, which is Folasade TV, guys. Please like the video and subscribe when you guys get over there too. Hold on, y'all. I'm just gotta find it. I thought this was in my save, but it wasn't. So bear with me. I could have sworn. Where is it? Hold on. Just because I want it. Hold on, guys. Where is it? Okay, hold on, y'all. I'm hoping I can find it. Okay, yeah. Oh, wow. Why I can't see it? Okay, I found it. I found the video, guys. I'm about to share my screen. And this video don't have much sound, okay?
I know I can't afford to stop for one more. I know.
So I'm going to read off the screen what it says on the caption of the video. It says, United States has IRS forms literally anyone can use that will cancel your bills, and you can get paid residual income every single month on bills. But I bet you scroll past this while complaining about your financial situation. It says in the caption, Grand Rising, it's your boy, Mr. Struggle Before Success. And my message to anyone reading this post is that you need to audit your circle. You can go ghost and get your straight. We'll get your ish together. One of the biggest tips I can give you is stop worrying about what others think and do what you have to do. All right, so I'm not even going to finish reading the rest of this, but let me stop sharing, guys, really quick so we can have this discussion. So first things first, before I dive into it, do any of you guys think that you actually can, that there's a form for you to actually not have to pay your bills again? Put one in the chat if you guys believe that there's a form that you can file or IRS form for you guys not to pay any bills. Put one in the chat if you think that's the case. I see a lot of you guys wanting to do like a request. Okay, so let me be completely honest with you guys. There is no form, like this guy says, that will, with the IRS, that will help you not pay any bills. He's lying. So the second video is a complete lie, and we're going to go through their comment section as well. And then the first video, it's not 100% accurate either. Both of those gentlemen, both of those men, they're talking about the form 1099-C, which is the IRS form 1099-C, which means cancellation of debt. The cancellation of debt form, guys, should not be used, like the guy said in the first video, if somebody owes you money on an individual basis. But we're going to dive into that. The 1099-C also cannot be used for you guys to not pay bills. Now, I get what they're trying to say. They put a little spin on it. And, you know, you guys fall for it every time. I wish I had the balls. Well, I wouldn't even be comfortable even tricking you guys to buy a course of mine and being misleading. I wouldn't even be who I am if I did that. So yeah, let me not go into that, but let me go ahead on and deep dive into what it is. So first of all, do you guys understand that there's no form for you guys to not pay your bills? Now, there is a form that banks use, businesses can use, and things like that, and we're going to talk about that. So are we all on the same page? There's no form. And I know a lot of you are going to leave the live stream with like, you know, because you guys wanted to find the form, but I don't want you guys to be paying for courses and for coaching to try to get this form and get yourselves messed up. Okay. So somebody keep making a request to go live. Okay, so first of all, let me share my screen on the tax form that everybody's referring to. Well, no, let me go to their comment section first so you guys can see what they're saying. Let me go to the first person video. And then let me replicate my Instagram really quick so I can go back and forth between both videos easily. Okay. Alrighty, give me 1 second, guys. Okay, so we about to go into this guy's comment section. The first video. Alrighty, so one of the comments that stuck out to me. So somebody said, can I issue a 1099-C for having to watch this terrible video? If the IRS calls, then change your phone number. It's that simple. That's what somebody said. Somebody said, I'm a property manager. Can I do this for a tenant who doesn't pay rent or damages? Can I do this for a tenant who doesn't pay rent/damages and we've taken them to court and judgment and this and this and that? Okay. So here's what struck with me with this comment that's coming up. This one says, the Form 1099-C instructions identify who must issue the form. The list includes financial institutions, credit unions, and organizations whose significant trade or business is the lending of money. And this person is correct. So let me go and find another comment, and he responded to it saying, oh yeah, the IRS code says that individuals shouldn't use this form. However, you can still use it, was basically what he said. But I'm not going to keep going through his comments. Let's go to actually look at what the form that they're referring to, guys. Well, first things first, just to give you guys some context, why am I doing this? A lot of you guys have spent so much money. You're talking about billions and billions of dollars as a collective over the past couple of years, buying everybody's program, trying to learn tax strategies from coaches rather than hiring an accountant like myself so we can look at your individual situation and give you the tax strategies according to that. If you guys are new to me, you probably don't know this. And I said this in my last video, but I'm going to repeat this. No one's tax situation is the same, guys. If you guys do not have the same identical income, same identical amount of kids, state, everything. So you guys need your own personal accountant. You cannot continue to take tax tips from Instagram. They are burning you guys. And they're burning you guys to line their own pockets. And I'm not trying to stop nobody from getting rich, but when it's become unethical and you're using my industry, which is the accounting and tax industry, I have an issue with that. So right off the bat, guys, you can see the form cancellation of debt, 1099-C. This is the form that they're referring to for you to issue or to utilize to not pay bills or to issue if someone owe you money. Okay? This is the form. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the tax procedure, the tax PDF here, so you guys can see the instructions of the 1099-C form, who is supposed to issue that form. Okay. Alrighty, so you guys can probably see my screen already. I put it here. And you guys see right here, 1099-C. Here's the instructions, okay? It says, who must file Form 1099-C? A financial institution described in Section 581. Are you guys a financial institution? No. Okay. A credit union. Are you guys a credit union? No. Any of the following is its successor of subunit of one of the following. FDIC, which is the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. You know how they insure all of the banks. The National Credit Union Administration, any other federal executive agency, a military department, U.S. Postal Service, a corporation that's a subsidiary of a financial institution or credit union, but only if, because of your affiliation, you are subject to supervision and examination by a federal, state regulatory agency, a federal government, a department, an agency, and any organizations whose significant trade or business is the lending of money, such as a finance company or credit card company. The lending of money is a significant trade or business if money is lent on a regular and continuing basis. Does this form says individual? Does this form says individual anywhere, guys? Put one in the chat. If you saw for yourself and you didn't see where it says individuals. So that was one layer of it. So the guy, the first video, the guy said, you guys could just issue 1099s, blase, blase, blase. No, 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 no. Now, I own a business. I have two people that I'm actually going to send 1099s for. I lent them money, okay? And now it's turned to a bad debt. In that case, I can issue a 1099-C, okay? But in the end, I don't even have to issue a 1099-C as long as I have the paperwork to back it up. Now, let's talk about what you guys can do if you lend someone money. Because see, they're not telling you guys the absolute truth. If you loan someone money, okay, and your intent was that it is a loan, then yes, you can write off up to $3,000 per tax year for the amount of debt that that person owe you. Now you have to have records, you have to have documentation, and you have to prove that it wasn't a gift. If you don't have all of the paperwork saying it was a loan, then it will be considered a gift and you cannot take the bad debt expense for it. But in any case, no 1099-C needs to be issued. And even in my case, as a business owner, a 1099-C does not need to be issued. If you have your own accountant, we will know where to place those on your personal tax return, guys. Banks, lending institutions, credit card companies, they are the ones that utilize that 1099-C form, not you and I. Okay? Not even if you even have a business. No. It's something that's secured by an instrument, some type of benefit. So remember, think about it. If you are a bank, let me turn this down. If you are a bank, you're in the business of lending money. So when the loan is not repaid, you end up losing your interest income. So that's why they get to write it off. Same things go for a credit card. If you don't pay back your credit card, they lose not only the entrance income, but also the loan amount that they issued you. So in their cases, yes, they get to send a 1099-C. But you and I, on an individual basis, guys, they lied. They lied. They lied. And you guys are constantly being lied to just to sell a program. So remember, if you do have bad debt, and let me see if I can give me a second. See if I can see my note on my phone. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. Okay, so I'm going to show you another resource. Which is fincent.com. Okay. It says, who is eligible to file Form 1099-C? Financial institutions, banks, credit unions, and other financial institutions that forgive or cancel a debt owed to them. Credit card companies, mortgage lenders, government agencies, and certain businesses. Do it have individuals there? It doesn't. Does it say anything about not paying any bills? No, it doesn't. Okay? It doesn't. It doesn't. So here we go again. Individuals telling you guys things that involve the tax code. That's not true. And remember, guys, you all will be responsible for everything that you file in your tax return. And then let me just clarify one more thing, guys, before I go into. Let me show you guys something. You guys got so excited. This is why I know a lot of you guys cheated and got that PPP loan and things like that, because your excitement on different loopholes and whatever the case may be, like any cheat or whatever, any sham, any shortcut, is like you guys are just so pumped up. So somebody said, I stopped, a hard stop, like screeching brakes. Please tell me more. Somebody says, yes, I scrolled. You didn't provide any information. You're like intellectual blue balls. What's good, SBS? Somebody said, I'm ready. Let me see. There's a lot of comments on here. Oh, somebody did say, you continue to misinform and mislead these people about these IRS forms. You continue to run and avoid me every time I offer you to go live. I won't continue to allow you and your circus to fleece the people. I'm just seeing this comment. Wow. Somebody gave him a strong arm and said 100. But nobody else really liked that comment. But all of the comments is like, yes. Somebody said, instead of posting this post, the effing forums, I really hate Instagram gurus. F it up for people like me who really want to put the people on, not just show them a snippet with the effing song in the background. You see? And this post has 16,514 likes. I can imagine how many shares. So you guys keep falling for the scams. You guys keep falling for the scams. Like what more do we have to do as a professional to let you guys know that none of this works? None of it. And everybody's saying he SBS requesting it or whatever. Let me read what the caption says. Did the caption say comment SBS? Let me see really quick. It said comment SBS. Yep, I knew it. Comment SBS for the free class this Sunday. And look how many people said SBS, 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 SBS. So they use a tax form that is not relative, or use a strategy that's not true to get you guys into a webinar to sell you what type of program. Guys, lesson from this, you guys have to find your own accountant. And yes, I am accepting new clients. However, you guys have to understand that these coaches and things do not have your best interests in hand. What do they stand to lose outside of maybe some small jail time or get fined or something like that? They have no licenses to back it up. See, a professional like myself, I have a license. I need to make sure that's good. So I can't just come up here and give you guys false information. And it is a lot of legit CPAs and tax professionals that are giving you guys shady advice. You know, they're willing to risk it all for a quick buck or two, but I'm not. And I'm actually frustrated because you guys are going to be left responsible with dealing with an audit, having to pay back whatever monies that you've gotten back because of whatever tax strategy that you implemented. You guys might end up owing more money than what you ended up getting refunded, simply because you're taking tax advice from these gurus. If they are not a legitimate tax professional, do not even take tax advice from them. Number one, then you need to see the legitimacy of that tax guru, his integrity, that tax guru's integrity. Are they operating like every coach and just trying to throw you some fluff? You need not to work with them. But that's what I'm finding. You guys are so caught up on trying to find a shortcut, and it's y'all will quickly use the tax code to find that loophole. I don't get it. So let me go back to the other guy's comment section. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, not to call y'all dumb or anything, but any real smart person would not even pay attention to this. You'll do just like my clients do. When they see something, they message me, Folasade, is this true? And I'd be like, girl, no. 9 times out of 10 is no, it's not true. They lie. But there's one time here, and then I'll be like, oh no, we already seen if you qualify for that. Okay, so somebody said it's not that simple. You must have evidence of the valid debt owed. $500 you loaned to a friend on a handshake doesn't cut it. That's correct. There's all, even if you don't issue, remember, you're not supposed to issue the 1099-C. Remember that, okay? But even just having a handshake for the loan won't work. We need paperwork. That's why I always tell you guys, issue promissory notes when you guys are giving out loans and things, or have some type of paper trail of some sort. So if you guys are just coming in, I'm debunking this strategy talking about IRS form to pay no taxes. I mean, IRS form to pay no bills, IRS form if somebody owe you money. Hold on, I'm reading somebody's comments now. See, a lot of these people are falling for it. A lot of these people are falling for it. Wow. Wow. It said you can't do that if you don't have all the information on someone. There's probably at least 100,000 with that 100,000 people with that name. How do you use a 1099 without their social security number? I just fell in love with you for a second. A lot of these people are falling for it. Anybody found a law that says we have to pay tax? Okay, so Aisha said, can you do an information session on 1099s? I definitely can. I definitely can. And so that's why I was thinking about doing like my little pop-up Zoom live streams, but it got to be enough people in there for me to take my time to do it. People ask, can they do this for unpaid child support? People just falling for it. I see a lot of comments saying people just falling for it. Can I send this to my baby daddy? And things like that. Guys, it's not true. Okay. If someone owe you legitimate money that they're supposed to pay you back, you tell your tax professional will know how to handle non-business bad debt. Okay, and we will know where to properly place it on your tax return. We will need more information about that person than just the amount. Okay, we will need some information, like when was the loan issued, like, how much interest were you supposed to be getting back, and you guys need to have some type of paperwork as well. Okay, so do you guys have any questions at all regarding the 1099s before I get back? Y'all see I'm in the office. Well, I've always been in the office, but y'all see I'm showing up in the office now. So do you guys have any questions at all about the 1099s? And I'm sorry, guys, that people are just using the tax code to take advantage of you guys. I feel bad. You got to do it for the working folks at a time that it's permissible for the working folks. If I do a pop-up Zoom, it will be like in the evening time, or maybe during the daytime, and then whoever will get the replay. Okay. Okay, do you guys have any questions? This is your time now. Y'all be excited and stuff, be putting the mess under people's comments, under the scammers' comments. Y'all be press hype. Now you guys got the opportunity to get all of your questions asked, and then you don't have any questions. So what I do advise you guys, if you see me live again, go ahead and start compiling your questions for me. Now, some questions may be requiring you to do a consultation with me, but you never know. You never know. I may be able to answer it. So somebody is requesting to come live. Let me see. You want to come live? So Aisha answered a good question. She said, I got a 1099 for a part-time job. Business is a LLC, and he wants to give 1099. How do I handle it? So are you saying your business is an LLC, or the job, your part-time job business is an LLC? I need clarity. Is the business... Okay, so the part-time job company is an LLC. So what they're doing, they're classifying you as an independent contractor. And an independent contractor is similar to a sole proprietor when you go to file your tax return. So what you need to do is start to compile any legitimate expenses that you incurred to make that money, and file that income on Form Schedule C. Now, the issue is, are you really an independent contractor? There's a lot of companies that try to avoid paying payroll taxes. So they designate you guys as independent contractors to avoid paying taxes. So, she said he just started this. So it sounds like he might be doing it to avoid paying taxes. And so catch-22, you can file a form that says you really wasn't an independent contractor, but it's going to mess up that company. So I don't want to give any recommendations to mess up a business. But the first thing is you need to figure out if you're really an independent contractor. And it's kind of late. Not really. She said, I believe that's the issue. I don't want to get the guy in trouble, but you can file it on your Form Schedule C and take any legitimate business expenses against that income that you incurred. Okay. Okay. Do you guys have any questions at all? This is your opportunity. I think I got like another 10 minutes before I have to get back busy. Let me check on something really quick. Oh, Lord. Where's my mouse pad? Okay. All right. Any other questions? Uncommon says, I started an LLC last year, but have no paper trail. How should I file? Good question. First of all, if you pay for everything for your business via cash, then you may not have a paper trail. But if you paid any of your business expenses using a third party, like using your debit card, your credit card, or that company invoiced you, or have like an online portal or something like that, then more than likely you can log into that account with that company and download your receipts for the payments that you made. But if you only pay for everything via cash, you will fall into an issue. But if you paid using your debit card and they have a system where you can check to pull down your receipts and things and your invoices, then you're good to go in that respect. But prove expenses may be hard. So Aisha, this is where you got to talk with your accountant in this particular case, because we know ways to figure out ways to pull your expenses and things like that. So the first thing you need to do is speak with whoever you're going to have file your taxes, submit the 1099 to them, and then they should tell you ways to be able to pull and collect your expenses. Challenge says, what are the drawbacks of LLC tax as a S Corp? I'm contemplating if I should switch from, that's a very good question. So that's a very good question. Let me repeat it again. She said, what are some of the drawbacks of LLC being taxed as an S Corp? She said she's contemplating switching over. So you've probably heard every guru online tell you guys to convert your LLC to an S Corp and everything, but they miss out on a lot of things. First of all, your S Corp has to be making some good money for you. Number one, this is one of the drawbacks, is that you have to pay payroll taxes on your income. So the first drawback, let me rewind. The first drawback of converting over to an S Corp is, number one, you have to go on W-2. You have to pay yourself a reasonable compensation, a reasonable salary for the work that you do for your LLC the moment you convert to an S Corp. Drawback number one. Drawback number two is that income that you will be paying yourself needs to be distributed to you via W-2. Okay? So once you put yourself on W-2, your company has to match your Social Security and your Medicare taxes. And then more than likely, depending on your state, will pay unemployment taxes for your income. So that's drawback number two. Drawback number three is that you cannot just take normal expenses easily. So for example, if you're a regular LLC being taxed as a sole proprietor, you get to take business use of home easily, right? And I did a video on how to take your business home office expenses, right? When you become an S Corp, it's not that simple, because remember, now the business is somewhat separate from yourself, and you are considered having two roles, as a manager and as an employee. Well, as the owner and as the employee. So taking normal business expenses like business use of home will be challenging. You actually will need an accountant that understands more complex tax situations to handle an S Corp that want to take advantage of those business use of home expenses. And then the fourth drawback is that now you have additional cost. When you guys go to file your tax return, you have to file the S Corp tax return regardless, even if you don't make money or spend money, you have to file the S Corp tax return. That's an additional fee, and the fee is normally 2 or 3 times more than your personal return. Okay. So yeah, so those are some of the basic drawbacks of having your business converted over to an S Corp. So Unconquered Minds, did I answer your question? Okay, so let me, Instagram got a lot of questions. Give me a second. I haven't made any money in my LLC, but I've had it for 4 years now. Will I be in default with the IRS since I haven't filed these taxes on the LLC yet? So is your LLC being taxed as a sole proprietor, S Corp, partnership, or corporation? Depending on how it's being taxed determines the ramifications behind the non-filing. So Aisha says, how long do I have to file the 1099? So you need to file it by the due date of your tax return. So when you file your taxes, it needs to be filed together, and you need to file it before April 15th, so you won't accrue any interest or penalty charges or late filing fee if you were to owe. So the moment you file your personal tax return is the moment that 1099 also needs to be on your tax return. Okay, so Queen Faye said it's a partnership. Okay, so yes, you are accumulating entrance late filing fees right now. If you guys are a partnership or an S Corp or a corporation, you have to file your tax return regardless. So for the past 4 years, if you have not filed your partnership return, you have accumulated about maybe $12,000 to $16,000 in late filing fees. So you need to file that partnership return ASAP, all back years as soon as possible. Yeah. And that's another drawback with that S Corp conversion, is that if you don't file or make any money, you still have to file the return, and then it accumulates late filing fees. That's separate. And if you would have stayed as a regular LLC, you wouldn't have that late filing fee just on the business side. Now you will have it if you file your personal return delayed, but not like a separate fee in itself. So you can get a late filing fee for the S Corp, partnership, corporation return, and then you may end up getting a late filing fee for your personal return as well, just because you converted over to an S Corp. Okay. Okay, perfect. Somebody says, thank you so much. I also know that S Corp employees have restrictions on retirement plans. Yep, and all of that. But I won't go into those type of detail. The limits are tied to the salary. Yep, I won't go into all of that. It's too complex. But yes, they like if you're more than a 2% shareholder and all of that stuff. Yes. Also with the health insurance and everything. So Queen Faye say ASAP, how long do they give you to pay? You will have to work that out with them. We now virtual, so I can work. I have clients that's in Philly. We're virtual now. I'm even about to want to let go of my office here in Maryland. Truthfully, guys. Okay, so Unconquered Minds. Unconquered Minds says, I receive payments. Hold on. I receive payments 95% of the time because I provide services. So trying to keep up with receipts. Should I file quarterly or wait to tax season? So you need to be keeping up with your receipts and your paperwork at a minimum on a monthly basis, so that when you go to file your return, it won't be you don't have everything in place. Also, you need to figure out an accounting system. How are you going to be tracking things? What is your record keeping process? You need to create a record keeping process and use some type of accounting software. So in your particular case, I would recommend at least start off with QuickBooks Simple Start. And then as your business grows more and more and more, you can build up and go to QuickBooks Plus, QuickBooks Advanced, Essentials Plus, and then Advanced. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, well, and need you. Send me. Okay. So send me a DM, Aisha. Okay, so do you guys have any other questions before I get ready to go and get out of here? But it's been some really good questions. What's the alternative to QuickBooks? Is too difficult for me. I personally don't. Zero is okay. I'm not. I don't really use Zero as often as I use QuickBooks. But I'm going to be really honest with you guys. At some point, you cannot do your accounting on your own. Like there are going to be intricate journal entries. Things needs to be reconciled. Um, I personally recommend let's start teaching ourselves that eventually I'm going to have to hire someone else to do it. And then at that point, QuickBooks wouldn't be that complicated because then you would then have them delivering your financials to you, walking you through the areas that you need to be working with, such as, adding your bank account and pulling your financials and things like that. But the reason why I don't recommend you guys say QuickBooks is difficult, simply because if you start off with a basic level accounting software, and just so happen you start to have some type of complexities behind your accounting, we literally may have to let go of that basic software and then do a whole cleanup on QuickBooks. So I found that some clients end up having to pay double the money because we had to redo their financials over because the system that they were using at that point didn't even allow them to export the data. They couldn't even add categories to their balance sheet. So what I don't want you guys to do is having to start all over. And because your accounting data is so important to see over the years, the growth, the stability, the data, the numbers that have happened in your business so you can now make the right decisions for yourself. But if we have to keep changing accounting softwares every year, then we're not going to have the cumulative data that you guys need to be CEOs and to make the right decisions. So remember, guys, accounting and bookkeeping is not just for you to file your taxes. It's literally there for you guys to say, oh my gosh, I made $50,000 this month, but I spent $60,000. That means I don't make enough to cover my expenses. And now that gives you the data to see, oh my gosh, if I don't increase my efforts to bring in more money, I'm losing money. You cannot see that from your bank statements, guys. You cannot see that from those basic level softwares, or you can't see that if you don't give your accountant, my clients, give your accountant all of your information, okay, in a timely manner. You just can't see it. And if we're going to do business, guys, we need to do business. And that means having your accounting in order. This is why a lot of brown and black businesses never prosper, simply because the CEO was never strategic enough and used their financial data to leverage. Okay, hold on. What are the different ways an LLC can file tax as a self-employed? Are there different form? Okay, so an LLC can be converted to a corporation, S corp, or a partnership. This is why when people say, "Oh, Folasade, I have an LLC," that doesn't give me nothing. Are you an LLC being taxed as a sole proprietor? Are you an LLC being taxed as a corporation? Are you an LLC being taxed as a partnership? So automatically the LLC can be taxed or filed 4 different ways: on a corporation tax return, S corporation tax return, partnership tax return, or your Schedule C on your personal tax return. And all of that depends on how you set it up initially. Okay. You're welcome. As an LLC, can I net off business losses from my joint returns against wife's W-2 if I had? No. And let me make sure I have this right. You're saying if you guys file separately and your business have a loss, could you take some of that losses and put it on your wife's filing separate tax return? If that's the case, no. If you want your business losses to benefit your wife as well, then you guys need to file a joint tax return. If you file a separate return, what you file is what you file, and what she files is what she filed. The only difference is your itemized deductions, which is your mortgage insurance, property taxes, charitable donations. Those are impacted when you do married filing separate. Okay, so I hope that answers that. Can you please save this video? Thank you. Okay. Okay, so yes, if you file joint, then yes, if she has income, whatever income on the joint return, it'll just subtract it out. It just subtract it out. And if it's no income after the losses, you can carry it forward or carry it back. So guys, if you are looking for your own accountant, I am accepting new clients. So if you want to work with me, go into the link in my bio and get on my calendar and see if we will be a good fit. Me and my team can possibly serve a lot of you guys, but the first process of that is that you guys have to understand that you've been duped all of these years. All of these tax strategies, all of this, I got to scrub all of that first and start fresh. Because y'all been taught wrong. Like, people been lying to you guys. And that it hurts me, because you guys have invested into these coaching programs. And a lot of these coaching programs that you guys invested in, you can't even write those off. And y'all don't even know that either. That a lot of these coaching programs that you guys have invested in, you more than likely, 9 times out of 10, depending on your situation, may not be able to write those off. And think about how much you guys spent in all of these coaching classes. Somebody trying to teach you how to take tax deductions and, start an Airbnb and all of these things. So you guys got to be mindful that it's a lot of false or misinformation floating the World Wide Web. And you have to have your own personal accountant to throw the information out there. So it's saying that somebody want to request to go. Oh, thank you, Uncompromised. I appreciate you. You know what? Property Tax Group LLC said those mentors should all get sued. I was thinking the same thing. I really am. I was thinking the same thing. I feel bad for the people, because you're talking about billions and billions of dollars. It's to the point where the coaches was given so many tax strategies, it had people question their own accountant. Like, literally, you guys thought that they were right. And now I have to come back again and debunk all of this stuff, when I've been debunking this stuff since 2014. Now it's like I got to come back and debunk all the stuff all over again. I feel so bad too. Those programs are not cheap. After, yes, $2,500. Yep, I've been seeing that too. $2,500, $3,000, everything. So guys, this is your last opportunity. If you guys have any questions at all about any tax strategy, anything that you guys seen online that you thought was legit, or you have concerns on its legitimacy, I'm here. Post your question. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you, Prosperity Tax. Yeah, post your questions. You guys got a few more minutes, and yeah, I'm going to get back. You guys, and then I got to get back. And let me give you this disclaimer, guys. I'm not hating on nobody. So don't try to say, oh, Folasade hating on nobody. I don't hate on nobody. What I hate is that you guys not knowing the truth and being taken advantage of. And that's what I hate. Them making millions of dollars, that's going to roll over. That money going to be gone soon enough. I'm not worried about that. What I'm worried about is you guys implementing this false tax strategies, misinformation, and messing yourselves up. That's all I care about. I don't care about nothing or nobody else. I'm not hating on nobody. None of that stuff. I don't care if they got 100,000 followers. None of that. I don't care. What I care about, you guys not getting hemmed up like you guys got hemmed up with that PPP. And let me explain to you why I'm really saying this is because during that wave that they're doing right now with this PPP investigations and all of that stuff, all of y'all people that have been taking these tax positions falsely will also get jammed up in that process. And this is why it pays to do things accurately. The IRS doesn't definitively know everybody that they should audit, right? So a lot of random people that done things correctly will be audited because of this. Now, you that have taken all of these tax positions from all of these coaches might end up in that batch. You didn't get the PPP, you didn't do none of that stuff. All you doing is taking tax strategies and running your business. Now, because of that, they're going to end up auditing you. Are you going to be able to back up those expenses that these coaches then told you that you can write off? Do you have everything to substantiate those expenses? So Unconquered Mind says, some of them make it bad for you, but you're sincere and it shows in your voice. Oh yeah, it does make it bad for me. It really does. And honestly, guys, that's why I stopped going live for so long. Like I used to go live every day. I used to teach y'all every day. I had business night, school, everything. I got so turned off because you guys were so caught up on the flashiness, got so caught up on people tricking you guys. I'm never going to be tricky. So I can't compete with that. So Fo Clark says, thanks so much for the valuable insights. Sade, what strategies can you give a new LLC taxed as a sole proprietor? Also, is it compulsory to file quarterly taxes for an August 2023 business? So let me first break this quarterly tax thing down because a lot of people always say this, okay? Let's first identify the taxes. Okay, so you first have your federal income taxes, and the only quarterly taxes that's associated with your federal income taxes is called estimated taxes. Estimated taxes says that if you owe, or me owe, $1,000 or more in any tax year, then that following year we are required to do estimated taxes, which is the quarterly payments. Okay. The only requirement to do that is that you have to trigger the $1,000 or more in tax liability when you file your tax return. If you are a corporation, that amount is $500. That's one. You also may have to file quarterly sales tax or monthly sales tax or annual access tax report with your state. So guys, when you're asking about the quarterly tax, which one are we referring to? We have to know, are we referring to our federal estimated taxes because you owed $1,000 or more, or because you don't want to owe and you want to pay it throughout the year? Or are you talking about your state requirements? Okay, because it really depends. I should have taped my bra. I'm sorry, guys, for the fidgeting. Okay, so if you don't want to owe taxes, you can file estimated tax payments. Okay, you can. If you owed $1,000 or more, you are required to do estimated tax payments. Okay. Okay. Okay, so if you want to pay quarterly federal taxes, they're due April 15th, June 15th, September 15th, and then January 15th. I'm going to repeat that. April 15th, June 15th, September 15th, and then January 15th. If you check my the link in my bio, I have an estimated tax calculator that's there. And it has the form, the calculator, so you can know how much you need to pay, those things. So if you're interested in finding out how much you need to pay, you go and invest. It's like $5 or something like that. My estimated tax workbook or whatever. Use that to calculate it. The forms are there for you to submit your payments. The instructions are there for you to submit your payments and the due dates and everything else. Okay. And remember, estimated tax payments is done for two scenarios. One, you're required to do estimated tax payments because you owe $1,000 or more, or you don't want to owe and you want to pay taxes to make sure you don't owe at the end of the year. Okay. I think I need to bring this camera down to Instagram some. Give me a second, y'all, because it's like I'm looking up instead of looking at the same. What happens if you pay estimated taxes and turns out you will get a refund back because you paid too much? You get a refund? Yep, you get a refund. Refund, no issues. Yep, refund, no issues. So Unconquered Mind says, yes, the lie was looking better than the truth. You know, I'm here, stay on it. Yes, look, I swear the lies do look so amazing, so glorious. Yep. Okay, guys, so I'm going to leave at 12:45. So you guys have 4 more minutes to post your questions, to get your questions answered. And now, did that answer your questions regarding the estimated taxes? I gave you the due dates, the requirement. And someone is constantly requesting to go live. Did that answer your question? I need to eat. Okay, guys. Alrighty, so I'm not going to waste my time if you guys do not have any more questions at all. But guys, the lesson out of all of this is that there is no way for you not. Oh, that was what I wanted to break down. When the guy was saying, oh, this figure out a way to not pay any bills. I think he was associating the bills, whereas if you owed a credit card, then if they send you a cancellation of debt form, then you don't have to pay that credit card payment again. I think that's what he meant by that. But let me break that down too and give you context. If your debt is canceled, you have to include that amount in your income. And depending on your financial position, you may have to pay taxes on that. Okay? So, again, they were wrong. Can you, when you say REAPs, are you talking about real estate investment partnerships? Because that's the only one. First time doing REAP status after many years of owning rental. Does it raise any questions for doing so now? So are you saying you have your real estate in partnerships? Because that's really okay. Okay, now let's rephrase your question. Real estate professional. Also, if someone has a W-2, all right, since you say you're a real estate professional, let me see. First time doing real estate. You're going to have to rephrase your question because I'm confused. Also, if someone has a W-2 but had 4 months of maternity leave, can they use that as proof for the REAPs activity? Okay. I don't understand your question. I need a little bit more clarity. Ouch. I need a little bit more clarity. A little bit. So guys, if you're just coming in, I'm doing like a live Q&A. We talked about this IRS form that a lot of these coaches and gurus are selling you guys, talking about you don't have to pay taxes. You know what I mean? You don't have to pay bills anymore. If somebody owe you money, send them this. Ugh, yeah. A lot of fluff and lies again to get you guys in their webinar and to get you guys in their coaching program and things like that. And like I said, I apologize for stepping on people's toes, but I'd rather step on one toe and 50,000 people don't get impacted, because I'm the type of person, I'll fight the person that's beating everybody up. Y'all might not. I am. So I'd rather say something about that post and prevent 50,000 people from getting into some mess than to be concerned about that person's issues. REAP status allows for real estate. I think I'm not sure what you're saying. Okay, so are you saying that, okay, so as a real estate professional, yes, you can receive a W-2. You more than likely be classified as a statutory employee. And a real estate agent can receive a 1099, okay, as a full independent contractor. Now, are you asking me, can your W-2 income be classified as real estate? No. Could you guys say that income from one job or one business is income for another? No, you cannot. That's actually tax fraud. Okay? Not to alarm you, I'm just trying to get context. So if, let's say, for example, you make 20,000 on your W-2 and you want to show that your business is making money, and you say, oh, well, I'm going to deposit that 20,000 into that business account. That's illegal, y'all. That's what people been telling y'all to do online all these years. And I haven't seen one of those posts in a while, so I can't even talk about that type of post. But just to give you context, no. Whatever income is assigned to that business is the income that business need to claim. Now, you might can issue a 1099 to say you paid another company, or you paid another company another fee for services and stuff like that. Okay, that's fine. But the initial income needs to be claimed based on who was supposed to be receiving it. I hope that's clear, because I've heard people say, oh, well, could I say that this company made this money if I deposit this money into my account, or I got a settlement? Could I deposit the settlement money into my business account to say that my business made money? That is fraud. And honestly, it might can be considered, and I'm not an attorney, but from just my business knack, my business knowledge, that might even be considered as money laundering, because you took money from one sector and then tried to claim it as income in another sector. And I think that conversion might fall under the grounds to be even money laundering. So guys, no. If that's what you're saying, then no, don't do that. Your business need to build money. Your business need to make money. Even your loans. If you get a loan, you cannot now turn around and say, oh, let me classify some of this business loan money as business revenue so I can get more credit. That's illegal as well. A loan is not income for a business. And the moment you want to try to consider that loan as income for your business to try to get credit or something, it's illegal. And you've actually maybe committed another type of fraud. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? Okay. So you guys have any other questions before I get out of here? Any other questions before I go? Okay. All right, guys. So I have fun. I enjoyed myself. I love the questions. I love the improvisation of me having to improvise and answer all of your questions. It's a blessing, because as long as I'm answering some of your guys' questions accurately, okay, it's preventing you guys from doing anything, wrong and shady, okay? Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, post your question before I go. And that's my goal. Okay. And Ex-friend did my taxes and comes to find out she lied on my taxes for years. The IRS audited me, and that's when I found out. And that's when I found, I should have put my glasses. IRS audited me, and that's when I found out she was lying on my taxes, which now I owe. What could be done? Okay. So you ended up getting audited, and she lied about business income. Mm. Well, see, the only issue behind that is that when we file the return, did you sign it? Did you sign the return? Did you sign it? Is your actual signature on it? Did you sign it? Okay, I'm waiting for her response, guys. Okay, she said I was an entertainer. Okay, did you sign your tax return? Did you sign it? Like, did you physically sign it, or did she like file it via like TurboTax and it says self-prepared? If she was a professional and did it and classified you as an entertainer, then you can report her. She filed electronically. So she filed electronically, didn't get your signature. Oh gosh. The only thing that I can think of is that you may have to try to do maybe an offering compromise. Because if you ended up losing the audit, they more than likely sent you an adjustment letter that you had to sign, saying that based on the findings of your audit, this is the amount that we state that you owed after. And then after that, they should have sent you a notice of deficiency saying that either you get on a payment plan or you pay this amount in full, or you have to go to tax court to fight the agreeable amount that you owe. If you went through those processes, then the only way to try to not pay that amount is to do an offering compromise. If you are still in the audit, I will throw her under the bus and see if it's anything that the agent can do to assist you in this debt. Now, what they may be able to say is that you have to pay back the refund amount, and then they can maybe get some of your entrance reduced, or you can try to do a penalty abatement and at least get some of the penalties removed. Because if the audit had some findings, you also got penalized, and you also have entrance and penalties accumulating on what you owe. So if nothing, if you're already past the phase, notice of deficiency, the audit is closed out, then I will try to do a penalty abatement, offering compromise, and then try to go from there. But they will make you pay back what you owe, not the penalty part, if you don't do an offering compromise. If you do the offering compromise and you win, you can probably get the tax amount that you owe wiped out and the penalties and everything. So I would try penalty abatement, offering compromise. Okay. So Rainbow said, if I owe taxes, it should show up on the IRS website, right? Or I have to send them sorry and no. Okay. So if you owe after the return was filed or before the return was filed, if you owed after the return was filed, yes, after maybe a week or two, it should show up, maybe even 3 weeks, it should show up in the IRS system. If it's before you file your tax return, it's not going to show up yet until the return is filed. Because look, guys, they try to say they don't know how much until we file the return, which is true, because if you take itemized deductions, they won't know what that amount is outside of your charity and things, outside of your mortgage, they won't know what that amount is. So before the return was filed, no. After the return was filed, yes, but within like a couple of weeks. She did that with 2 other people I referred her to too. Please can you touch on tax strategies for new LLCs filed as Schedule C's joint tax return filed with W-2 spouse. So first things first, you need to identify your basic business expenses related to your industry. So let's say, for example, if you are a truck driver, you might have a specified uniform that you use. You are using gas. You have to get your brakes repaired. You may need a special type of boots. You may need a cell phone. Hint, hint. That's how you go through and figure out business type of deductions. You go and evaluate your industry and then start to say, okay, what is needed for my driver or for us to make money? And those are your basic expenses. Now, for strategy purposes, I really can't go any further than that because every strategy is unique to the individual person. Let me explain. Let's say, for example, you have a traditional IRA and somebody don't. And I say, oh, just contribute to your traditional IRA, you get a deduction. However, what is the profitability level of your business? Is your business profitable? If it's not profitable, then we don't get a deduction for certain things. So the beyond the basic strategies, I will have to do maybe like a one-on-one to like go and do a deep dive. But on a surface level, just conceptualize the basic things that you guys utilize to make money. It starts there. Then if you tap out at that point and not sure, then that's when you maybe do a consult with me to go a bit further because everybody's tax situation is unique. Okay. Good question. Okay, guys. So yeah, we just rocked that thing on out. Okay, guys, I am going to go now. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Do you guys have any questions before I go? We got 4 minutes and I'm out. So 1 o'clock is my deadline now. 1 o'clock, 4 minutes. And then the office not even bothering me either. You're welcome. All right, any questions, guys, before I head out? It's 12:57. Let me get back busy banging out some stuff. And guys, don't forget, if you guys are interested in working with me, you guys can call my office at 202-618-1295, or you can go to the link in my bio and say I want to work with Folasade, and you'll complete a form, and then I'll give you a call, and then we can discuss your needs. Please remember to save the live. So many valuable insights. Yep, I'll definitely save the live. Okay. All right, guys, I think we rocked it out. You said 12. I know. Look, Unconquered, look, when I start rambling, I get excited. I just love when y'all start learning because the more I can teach you guys, the less chances you have to be taken advantage of. So I get so excited and pumped up, like, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And then so I want to start getting back to really educating you guys. Like I may even bring back business night school because a lot of you guys are suffering and really scaling and growing your companies. You guys have hired coaches and just have not gotten the real strategy that you guys needed. So I'm just having fun while I can anyway. The office number is 202-618-1295. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna have my little shirt tape, garment tape next time, so I won't be fidgeting like this. Yeah. Okay, so all right, guys, I love you guys so much. Please do not incorporate that daggone 1099-C mess. If someone that if you lent someone money with the intentions of it being a loan, please consult with your tax professional. We know how to handle non-business bad debt, okay? If you are a business, still consult with your accountant as well because you wouldn't issue a 1099-C either. We will handle your your business bad debt, okay? Lastly, what was the last thing that person was saying? There's no way or no form at all that the IRS have for you guys not to pay bills anymore. That is completely false information. They've lied to you guys. The form that they were referring to was the Form 1099-C that we talked about today. And that's used to report a debt that you are no longer required to pay back. Okay? Alrighty, guys, I love you guys so much. If you enjoyed the live streams, don't forget to tune in. Tell your girlfriends, your friends, your bestie, your male friend, your boyfriend, your husband, whoever the case, your wife. Tune in. Folasade is live, and she'll be teaching something, depending on what rattles my feather or what topic I think you guys need to learn for the day. If you guys are interested in me doing my pop-up Zooms, I don't know how much I might charge for, maybe like $15 or $20. And then you guys can come in there. We pick a topic or whatever topic that you guys want me to talk about. And y'all just pick my brain for that. So I have the link in my link tree, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. So if you guys are interested in me doing a pop-up Zooms, y'all need to message me. Folasade pop-up Zoom, DM me, let me know you want to do the pop-up Zooms so we can start getting those going for you guys, because I'm tired of you being taken advantage of. And let me just touch on this one topic before I go. And I'm going to do a whole live stream on it next time. So if you guys recall, I said briefly that a lot of you guys are paying for coaching programs that could not be written off. So some of you guys have paid for your Turo class. Some of you guys have paid for Airbnb class. Some of you guys have paid for Forex trading and all of those things. You guys have paid for those type of courses. And I have to be really honest with you guys, depending on where you are in your business, you may not be able to take it as a write-off. So all of those gurus that told you guys to invest in my course is a tax write-off. Buy this is a tax write-off. Pay for this class to learn tax write-offs. Things like that, you guys got to be leery, because depending on where you are, your business, okay, your type of business, where you are in your business. Are you in the beginning phase? Are you in the startup phase? Have you already started making money? Are you in the scaling phase? Depending on where you are, what phase you are in business determines how or if you're able to take those coaching expenses and all of those things. And then last but not least, if you guys have invested in life coaching, you cannot write that off as a tax deduction. And so I know you guys have invested a lot of money in these coaching programs. And we're going to talk about this in full length in another video, because there's certain things and certain criterions that you guys have to go by to be able to write this off. Let me give you guys a prime example. You know, I'm trying to become a tax attorney. Well, we don't call it a tax attorney. We call it a tax court practitioner, right? That course costs a grip. So I took it before and I failed it, not by much, but I only had 3 months to study, while everybody else was studying for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, right? And I didn't fail by much. Do you know the amount that I paid for that course is almost 5 figures, and I cannot write it off. I cannot write it off. I can't write it off at all. Simply because the IRS tax code say that we cannot write off certain expenses, certain trainings and courses and stuff that's going to bring in a different set of revenue that's going to expand or have you be able to do more than what I was able. So when I pass this time, I'll be able to fight in tax court for you guys. Right now I can't go to tax court. No CPA, no EA can go to tax court without us having our United States Tax Court practitioner's license. So that money that I'm paying for that course, I cannot write it off of my taxes. So when I took the course in 2021, I couldn't write it off. I'm about to start taking it again. I cannot write it off. So you guys see what I'm saying? You cannot write off all of these coaching programs and all of those things. Everything's on a case-by-case basis. But if you hear these coaches tell you guys, oh, buy my course, this is tax write-off. Buy my course, this is tax write-off. It's not true, guys. Everything depends on where you are. Now, once I become a tax attorney, tax court practitioner, and I'm renewing my license, I can deduct the renewal. When I'm doing my CE, I can deduct the CE courses. You see? But the cost to get the new revenue, the new career, no. I don't know the class off the top of my head because it's a small company, and I never even say the company name. I just deal with the person. Her name is Cheryl. So I cannot list out the name because I don't know what her company's name is. But the lady that owns it her name is Cheryl. Okay. So yeah, guys. So that's basically it. So you can't, not saying you cannot write off your coaching. It really depends on the type of coaching, what phase you are in your business and everything. But if you listen to Instagram, you pay anything for coaching, you get to write it off. Not true. And not all coaching is deductible as well, guys. But we're going to do a deep dive in that as well, okay? All right, guys. I love you guys so much. I had so much fun talking with you guys today. If you've learned anything, definitely tune in. Let a friend know, because the more and more of you guys that come in, the more and more of you that's learning and not going to fall prey to scammers and all that stuff. Also, you're building your business acumen, your tax acumen as well. And then additionally, if you guys decide that you want to hire me as your accountant, me and my team will be gladly to take that opportunity to possibly serve you. So hit the link in my bio or DM me, and I will give you a call to discuss your needs. Okay. And then if you guys have any questions, just message me and I'll do a live stream about it. Okay. All right, guys. I love you guys so much. I wish you guys the absolute best. Let's not get scammed this week because you're trying to not pay bills. Let's go out and bust our butts off, okay? All right, guys. Love you. See you later.